Anoraks on air episode 7, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should
so
be.
we are on episode 7. That's what it says on my notes here anyway. So I hope that's true. I don't know how many of these we've done anymore.
Right.
Yeah, Jareth Love is out, so it'll be a little bit of a different show today. It's just going to be Blake Ross and myself. I'm your host, Don Martino, obviously, as always. And I just realized I can't make a Jareth joke today, as I always do. That sucks.
He ruined everything.
He really did.
This ruined the show.
Nah, I know he's kind of going through a tough time right now, and I just want to wish him the best.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's back with us next week. So I think we got to open up with apologizing for not having a show in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been...
And I can explain. I made an apology video, but I never got to upload it because after I had recorded it, it takes a while to process in the editor.
Right.
And while it was doing that, I got an emergency call about my grandmother, and that's why I've been out. Dom already knows this. I've talked to him about it, but I wanted to explain it to you guys. My grandmother's been in the hospital. Then she got out a couple days ago. Everything was okay, and then now she's back tonight.
Yeah.
But we missed 2 weeks already, and so we're not going to do a third. But right after this, I'm rushing right back to the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. Blake's a real trooper right now too. I want you to know that you're a trooper for coming in to do the show today. When you have things going on, and it's pretty awesome. And so thankfully we do have a show this week. So yeah, it'd be great to come in here every week.
I don't know if it's a show without Jareth though.
Yeah, I know, right? Not much. Won't be an entertaining show, but it is a show. It's something, and I promised we'd have one. So here we are. Yeah. We'd love to come in here every week, and like life is good, and it's just doesn't always work out that way. I mean, my dog passed away yesterday. My family dog that's been with us for 17 years, and that one hurt. You know what I mean? So.
And not to put that down or anything, I'm probably going to have to do that too.
Put your dog down?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's like... and then Jareth's got stuff going on. I explained that a little bit in my apology video, or my Instagram live video that I did on the Anoraks Instagram page, which you guys can check out. It's also now uploaded to the YouTube channel as well, so everybody can check that out.
So, really quick, I just want to say, these are kind of excuses, but I think they're good ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like
it's not like we just didn't want to. Like,
right. It's not like anybody wants to not do the show. I understand. It's
and I just hope that you guys understand with what's going on, why we miss a few.
Yeah. We're gonna try and be as consistent as possible. Like I said, every week it'd be great to come in here and say life is great, but man, have these couple weeks been
not great.
Yeah, hectic too, and just it's insanity. But we do our best to try to have a show every single week for you guys. So funny story though, I gotta tell you, this isn't insanity for me, but it did happen in these past couple weeks. This actually happened to my parents in the past couple weeks, and so this was actually really, really funny. So it's kind of going to be a little bit hard to describe because basically they took a trip out to Illinois a couple weekends ago. So they're driving down the highway. I'm sorry. Yeah, so they're driving down the highway.
Yeah.
And my mother has to use the bathroom, so of course she tells my stepfather, hey, pull over. No, she needed something to eat. I'm sorry, I'm messing the story up. She needed something to eat, so she tells my stepfather, hey, pull over. So he pulls over at this rest stop. Do you know the one on 65 heading to Illinois? There's a rest stop right in the middle of that. If you're heading down 65, actually either way, down to Illinois or to Indy, there's a rest stop in the middle. Yeah. And you know how far away that is from Monticello, down in the middle of 65 on the way to Illinois. So they pull off there, and he's going to give her money for the vending machine. He reaches in his pocket and doesn't have his wallet. His wallet's gone. Well, what had happened is they had pumped gas in Monticello, and he had set the wallet on top of the car.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Was it still on there?
No. So they're like, oh my god, and they had just they had deposited not sorry. They had withdrawn about $250 prior to leaving. So this is insane. Yeah, so there's $250 in the wallet. He puts it on top of the car. It's gone now. So he forgot on top of the car. It's the funniest story ever. So he calls his brother who lives in Monticello, right? And he says, he basically asks him, can you check over, the marathon out there in Monticello, to see if his wallet was still there or if anybody had turned it in. So his brother goes over to the marathon to see if the wallet had been turned in, and it hadn't been. And so he's just kind of like, shit. So his brother and his wife, they're just driving down the road looking for this wallet. It's at a freaking restaurant about like 3 miles down the road. They find his wallet. So they call my stepfather and they say, hey, we found your wallet, but there's only $50 in there.
Oh, wow.
Out of the $250 that they withdrew. So they're thinking, shit. But he's like, well, we got to turn around for the wallet. We need some kind of money to get out there. So they turn around for the wallet. They get there, and his brother has all $250 back into the wallet. The money had just been dropping, like, down three blocks from the restaurant. God. They literally, him and his wife, went down. They were nice enough to walk down 3 blocks down the road to pick up all of the money that was just scattered everywhere. How fucking nuts is that? And I think they got all but $20. They couldn't recover $20.
Which is super impressive because I remember we were going to the pharmacy one time to pick up a prescription.
Yeah.
My mom dropped $10. On a windy day, that you're not gonna get that back.
Exactly, yeah.
So to get on a highway, cars are passing by, it's gonna fly around.
Yeah, and this was in the past 2 to 3 weeks, and it's been cold out. There's been wind. Yeah. I don't know what it was like that day. I can't even remember, but they're still lucky to have that back in the wintertime. But just imagine the fucking something you'd see in a movie. This wallet on top of this car for about 3 miles down the road. If I'm writing a movie, I'm putting that, like a comedy, I'm putting that scene in there. People forgetting their wallet on top of their car. It's just
and they're just walking down the highway for...
So they turn all the way back to get the wallet, and they drive all the way down to Illinois. That is the longest drive in the entire world. So, yeah, but that was an insane story. And just to kind of give you guys an idea of how hectic these past 3 weeks have been, I think, for everybody. It's the winter time. Yeah. I was telling somebody today, it's the weather, man. It's bringing everybody down. It's ridiculous. So I wanted to talk to you because I know that, I thought something fun that we can do now is because, I know, and we don't have Rachel here today either, so this kind of sucks, but because you and Rachel, you ain't seen nothing, movie-wise.
Yeah.
And, it's like Jareth and I were, the bigger movie guys. And so I thought it'd be fun, at least with you, because I don't know how often we're going to have Rachel on. I give you one movie a week.
To watch?
Yes, just one movie a week. And you come back and you review it. Okay. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
My only issue is, how am I going to watch it? If it's on Netflix, I can watch it. I have Netflix.
No, I would let you borrow. It'd be movies I own.
Yeah.
So it would be movies I'd let you borrow. You know what I mean?
Then I can do that. I have plenty of stuff to watch it on.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally right around me.
Yeah. So I would let you borrow movies. And then you'd watch the one movie a week. And, it'll be a personal pick from Jareth and I.
Yeah.
And, I want to do this with Rachel, too. But that's going to be up to her. We'll see when she gets back.
Speaking of movie reviews, do you want to just skip to the one that I've seen half of?
Yeah, that's the only movie I had to review. I wasn't able to make it out to Creed 2 this weekend like I planned on. And I didn't get to see Ralph Breaks the Internet. My dog was sick. So
my grandma was sick, so...
Yeah.
And I actually really did want to go and see that. I was planning on watching it this weekend with my girlfriend.
Creed 2?
No.
Or Ralph?
Ralph
Breaks the Internet.
Because it's
I'm hearing great things about both, and I want to see them both. So, but before we get to this review, I just wanted to give a shout out to my best friend in the world, James Cole Ross. happy birthday, buddy. And
Does he watch the show? Like, do you know he does?
so I think he's caught a couple. Yeah, he's a busy guy too. But yeah, we got to get him on sometime though.
Yeah.
He's a really great guy.
We gotta get anyone but me on.
We've had other people. We've had Josh, and
Yeah.
you weren't on the entire episode with Rachel. I mean, so
Yeah, I was on for like 2 minutes.
yeah. But eventually we'll have all four of us on every week. We'll get into that. So yeah, let's talk about this Mowgli. I was looking forward to it because Andy Serkis is an actor I admire. He's always done the motion capture in films, and not only was he starring in this film as Baloo the bear, but he also this is his directorial debut. I think it's the first time he's directed a movie.
Yeah.
So he does it all motion capture, which was something I was really looking forward to. It's got a great cast. You got Christian Bale as Bagheera and Benedict Cumberbatch as Shere Khan with the tiger, which I thought he did great in that role. Anyway, I know you've only seen half the movie, but I'm a massive Andy Serkis fan. Not just the work he's done in film, but as an actor. I mean, just as an actor outside of the motion capture. But he's just a great dude. Like, he seems like a genuinely great dude, and I've heard that from a lot of people. Like, you listen to people who've worked with him. He's just a really, really great dude. And I remember watching the director and the Jedi documentary for Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And they show some stuff with Andy Serkis, and he just seems like the most fun to work with. You watch him on the bonus features in the Lord of the Rings movies where he's, Schmeagol. He seems like the most fun to work with. What's this? I'm not even going to ask. Got a sound here, guys. Sorry. Anyway, so, yeah. So, anyway, like I said, massive fan of this guy. And, this is his version of the Jungle Book, essentially. Yeah.
And I liked, like, the subtle differences. Like, obviously you still have the main story,
Right.
But I like how they added, like, so, and I think we should always put, like, spoilers before we say anything about the movie. So, spoilers. If you haven't seen it, if you don't plan to, continue. If you want to, don't watch. And I only went halfway through, so this could still happen. But in the original Jungle Book, when the monkeys took them, it was to see the Gigantopithecus. I don't remember his name, but you remember that?
Yeah, Louis. King Louis.
Yeah. And in this one, the monkeys take him to go and see the tiger.
Right. Yeah, and I thought that was really different. That was one of the things I was going to say about this movie. Is that Andy Serkis, and I really respected that it was his own take, because we just had the Jon Favreau version a couple years ago of the Jungle Book, which is fantastic, by the way. I love that version. It's after seeing the animated version, the Favreau one, I saw another live action one way back years ago. It wasn't too good. And then this one, I'm gonna say the Jon Favreau one is still my favorite of all.
Yeah, I really loved the motion, whatever.
Mocap.
Yeah, mocap of the Gigantopithecus, King Louis.
Oh yeah, no, I thought it was awesome. And
when I saw the monkeys take him in this one, I was just expecting what I saw in the other movie,
the Christopher Walken King Louis. Which was
just when it was like pitch black and you just see this giant Gigantopithecus just peek his face out of the shadows.
You expect that? Yeah, that was one of the things that's one of my gripes with it too. Is the tone of the movie in the beginning. It felt so much like Jon Favreau's. Tonally, he was telling a different story, but it felt like Jon Favreau's in the beginning, tonally. But yeah, me being a massive Andy Serkis fan, I gotta say, I wanted to like this movie, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
I honestly, when it ended, I gotta be honest, it's not a great film. I'm sorry.
Through, I like it.
Huh?
When I'm halfway through, I like it still.
Do you? Okay, well that's good.
Like, with seeing half of it, I like it.
That's good.
I have to see the other half first.
Here's my thing with it, though, and, like, you being familiar with the Jungle Book, like, you can enjoy it as you're watching it, but the way I watched it is I wanted to separate myself from the Jungle Book story, because I wanted it to be a different story, and it was. Overall, it is. Once you get to the end of it, you'll see it's definitely a different story that he told.
He just dies or something.
I'm not spoiling that.
Oh, God.
Sorry. But I want you to see the rest of it, that's why.
Yeah.
Just to see what you think, because there is, like, good elements to the film. Like the ending was, I'll say it's epic, despite how I felt about the film overall.
Yeah.
There's epic moments. Performances in the movie are great overall too.
Yeah.
That's the thing I'll say about it. It's just tonally in the beginning I felt like it was Jon Favreau's movie just on shuffle.
Yeah.
And I really did try to separate myself from the Jungle Book movies because I wanted to appreciate it as its own thing. The problem here for me is about halfway through, probably where you're at now. It takes a really odd direction, even though it's its own story.
I got to where they were doing the games, not the games, but the hunt.
Yeah.
And then he targeted him.
Yeah, that stuff was cool.
Yeah, the monkeys.
I like that stuff.
Ka, the snake.
Oh yeah.
Go visit Ka.
Played by Kate Blanchett in this one.
Yeah,
which she does a good job.
Which I really, that's another big difference. Like, there's still the snake, but in the original one, the snake was just some idiot who wanted to eat him. And in this one, the snake is so mystical. The snake sees the future and knows the past.
Yeah.
And I really, like, I don't know, it was different, but I liked that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree there were some great elements. There's this part, and I think you've seen it where you're at. Mowgli's underwater, and he's looking up through the
tiger.
That was awesome. That was like... See, there's things like that, and visually this movie is stunning.
What I was thinking that entire scene was nobody could hold their breath for, like, there are people who somehow can hold their breath for, like, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But, like, no normal person can hold their breath for that long unless there's a reason.
Absolutely.
And if you're in the water and you see a tiger, you're
you're staying down there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, the elements like that to this movie were so cool. The direction it takes in the middle of it, I'm just like, and it gets pretty slow, especially for a telling of the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really tried to separate myself, and I feel like I did. I don't know. It falls short of that certain something. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm not. It's not the musical numbers. I'm fine without it having the musical numbers. That's fine. I love that Favreau put it in his film, but I'm not gonna like dock this one for not having them. It's its own thing.
I don't think the bare necessities wasn't in this one, is there?
There's no music.
Yeah.
Not musical numbers anyway. Like.
Yeah, but like that's like the one thing. Cause who voiced for the bear?
In this one?
Yeah.
This one's Andy Serkis, the director.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when I first heard his voice, I was like, no, that's not okay, because, you know, the other one's, like, calm and smooth.
Right.
And then I was just thinking, I want him to sing Bare Necessities with that voice.
I don't know about that. It's, like, Baloo was a different character, and I was fine with that. I wanted, like I said, I wanted a different story. It just didn't go there for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It does and it doesn't. It's a darker version of the Jungle Book for sure.
Yeah.
It's missing that certain something. I think it was I think a lot of the editing was slightly sloppy too, moving from. Because so this is actually what I was going to say earlier. Is if I didn't know the Jungle Book, I'd be so lost in this movie. Because if you really separate yourself from it, it's like, okay, a little bit of story here. Okay, we're moving on. A little bit of story here. A little bit of story here. We're moving on.
Yeah.
A little bit of story here. Here's a little bit more story. And if I didn't know the Jungle Book, I'd be like, this thing is all over the place. A little messy. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I was just separating myself from the Jungle Book. I mean, I think I maybe had been able to appreciate it more knowing the story.
Yeah.
And I was able to follow it fine knowing the story. But if I hadn't known the Jungle Book, I would have been lost in this movie. And I think when you're kind of making a movie, it's got to stand on its own.
Yeah.
And that's where he lost me, I think, on this. It wasn't the fact that he was trying to make a Jungle Book movie or he changed anything. I didn't mind that. I think I admired that. And some of the emotional moments, too. I mean, I'll be honest, that the kid actually has to go through in this movie. And the kid who played Mowgli was excellent. I'm telling you, man, this movie, it was missing that something. The ending, I'll just say this right off the bat, is very rushed. And I felt like that in the beginning of the movie, too. There was just a lot of scenes that they rushed through.
Yeah.
I gotta say, overall, I mean, I'd give this movie, 5 out of 10 stars. It just wasn't for me.
Halfway through, I'm gonna have to give it an 8.
Halfway through?
I enjoy it.
That's good. I'm not saying you can't. I hope people enjoy it. I love Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
And I want people to enjoy it. I know so far it's not getting received too well. But I want people to enjoy it because I want Andy Serkis to.
How'd you watch it?
Try this again. Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. I want people to. I hope that's how everybody's watching it. But
We're not sponsored.
yeah, exactly. Unless they want to pass. I want people to support Andy Serkis. I like the dude still. If he makes another movie, I'll still go see it. I really like Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
If he decides to direct again after this, I hope this doesn't bring him down. Because like I said, there were so many good elements. There's a good movie inside this movie somewhere.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I just couldn't find
I feel
it.
like maybe production costs went down, like towards the end.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I definitely feel like the studio took things out of this movie, and I noticed that in some of the transitional shots when we would transition from scene to scene. It definitely felt like the studio took some stuff out of this, but this...
Maybe there's going to be a director's cut that you can, like, get.
That would be so great. I would love to... I wish, like, you could purchase Netflix movies, and that rarely happens to where they actually put them out to...
Can I cover something really quick?
Yeah.
It won't be long, but Netflix is now adding games. I think
Yes. We should talk about that, because...
Yeah.
I haven't actually looked into it yet. I know about the Minecraft story mode.
Yeah. I think that's it for right now.
But I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
Is that all they have?
As far as I know.
Yeah. You know why?
Huh.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They need to find something to do with their service if they want to stay in. I honestly, Daredevil going down is one of the...
Oh, are they taking Daredevil down?
It's going to be a hard hit. Yeah. Well, it's not down. It's canceled. They canceled 4.
Oh.
Canceled 4.
So,
all the Marvel shows are going to Disney Plus. I can promise you right now.
Yeah.
50% at least of the ones that got canceled are going to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You think, or at least Hulu, because Hulu is it's owned by a lot of different companies, but Disney's one of them. So I was thinking like something like Daredevil, they could probably put their more adult stuff on Hulu.
Yeah.
But that's a hard hit on Netflix. They know season 4 of Daredevil.
Here was my thought a while back. So
yeah.
Obviously I'm a big Doctor Who fan.
Right.
I don't know if I made that clear I don't know if they know that.
I think you've talked about it before, but I knew that. I just don't know if you said it on the show. But
I'm a big Supernatural fan. I'm like, Doctor Who was one of the biggest things on Netflix.
Right.
Like, a lot of people watch Doctor Who on Netflix.
Yeah.
And they took that down. Out of nowhere. At least to my knowledge, out of nowhere. And I'm surprised that I didn't hear more about that, because it hit me hard.
Yeah.
Being a Doctor Who junkie, I did not like them taking it off.
I'll never forget the day they took off. This is kind of an obscure, funny one, but Everybody Loves Raymond they took off Netflix.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'd seen the show all the way through, but it was something my buddy and I watched
a
lot, and we just had a really good time with that back when I lived in Kokomo and had my own place out there. Me and my roommate we watched the show on our free time, and they took it off Netflix. So I went out and I spent $100 to get the whole series at Best Buy because I needed it, and it was like, but things like that moves that they make, they took off How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Everybody watched that on Netflix. That's just how people. How I Met Your Mother got more popular because of Netflix.
Right.
Why would that show go? I mean, I get why it's going. It's they can't afford to keep it.
That's what. So, I don't know how Netflix gets its shows. Does Netflix pay shows to put it on there? Or?
Well, right. They have to pay for some of the licensing. We'll see what happens. Is I think at first it was more like, more or less like the shows are going to put the. I think how it all started. I'm going way back to the beginning when shows were first starting to get on Netflix. I think they probably did it for a fair price. Shows did, and then a lot of them didn't get popular till after they were on Netflix. Breaking Bad and How I Met Your Mother. Those shows didn't get too popular until they hit Netflix.
Right.
And then so Teen Wolf, which is now gone, that one got a little more popular after it hit Netflix. Bates Motel. So I think what ends up happening, which Bates Motel is still on there. I think it's still on there. What's happening though is that shows they know that they're getting more popular, and they're like, hey, if you want to keep us on, you're gonna have to pay this much. Because if they take it off Netflix, what are people gonna go do? They're either gonna pay for a streaming service that can actually pay for the show to be on their service, or they're gonna go buy it. Like I was telling you with the Raymond situation, my roommate and I, we craved watching it. We were devastated when they took it off Netflix because it was such a funny show for us. We'd seen it about 1 million times through, but geez, it's one of those things, and so we were like, we gotta go buy it.
Yeah. So it's like with me and Futurama, I've seen it at least 4 times, like all episodes at least 4 times, probably some 8.
Yeah.
But if they ever took that off, like I don't feel like it got more popular because of Netflix. Futurama was always popular, because of Adult Swim, just where they had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if they took it off of Netflix, I might go and buy it. But it's still that show that I watch, even though I've seen every episode.
Right. This is why I fear the digital age, though, because you think about this too, like everything I was just saying about this, and like, okay, like we'll talk about, let's say Scarface. I love Scarface. I think a lot of people do when they love that movie. I've seen that movie billions of times. Doesn't matter. Say I didn't own it, right, on physical copy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to wait till the digital age. Or I didn't want to wait till the digital age. I just waited too long, and media's gone. And I want to watch Scarface, though. You know, I'm going on Netflix. You know what I mean? It's not on Netflix. I go to Prime. It's not on Prime. It's not on Hulu. Where the fuck am I gonna watch Scarface?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's things like that that scare me. You know, and then like even like, and geez, at that point, you know, you gotta get a physical copy. You know, they're going to be starting to charge, like, even if you got it off, like, eBay or something.
Right.
It's going to charge, like, hundreds of dollars because it's such a rare thing at that point when this stuff all goes obsolete. Physical stuff. I think we're a long way away. Not as long as we were, but, you know, I think we still got some time before the digital age completely takes over. Because of the scenario I'm giving you now, I think people are really afraid of that. And then you go to... So let's say you can't pay for Scarface, whatever. So everybody's going online. They're doing it the Fire Stick route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever. 1, 2, 3 movies. Well, who's making money off that? Nobody.
Right.
Nobody's making money except for because they put ads on those things. Unless you use their ads, and those people are the sponsorship. That's who's making money, not the movie studios. So how are we supposed to have movies made if the studios can't make money?
Right.
And I'm talking quality movies. I mean, you know how much it takes to make a Star Wars movie, money-wise?
Isn't that like millions?
Or the MCU films? It takes a lot of money. You know, this is my fear of the digital age, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, personally, like, you look at Netflix and, like, they're in debt.
Yeah.
They had debts to pay.
And let's just be honest, the quality of movies on Netflix, most of them not good.
Well, like the original content, yeah, I agree. As far as not all their original content, they're like original movies. I would agree with, and then like a lot of the movies you try to find. I think Netflix is good for shows still, to some degree. Like their original shows are decent, like Stranger Things. Yeah. I enjoy Sabrina, and then you can also find some good shows on there still. But then I feel like when it comes to shows that have already aired on TV. Hulu's taken over. I think there just needs to be a balance between all of them. I think that's where this is what I'm getting at is like I think Hulu will have like Hulu can have the thing where it's like they're playing shows that have aired on television, like your actual television. They'll get those shows.
Right.
Head on over to Amazon Prime, you get the movies. The movies are great on Amazon Prime, which I like because you pay more for Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And they can actually afford the licensing. That's why you get on Amazon Prime. Their movie selection is off the charts. It's fantastic.
And then do you get
some of the best movies
free?
I've seen? If you pay for Prime, yeah.
How much is Prime? It's like $100 a month.
I think it's $75 a year.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But they're making that $75 up front.
Yeah. Netflix
pisses somebody off because they take Raymond off. That person's unsubscribing. They're not. That's why they're losing money and stuff. I think that's why I'm paying $75 a year for Prime. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't paid in a while. I use it, but I haven't looked at the bill.
Yeah.
But I am still paying. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like a flat fee yearly, so that you could have for it, and you know you get the free 2-day shipping on stuff you order, and it's nice. Which I think is probably the best deal, and that's why I think movies should live there.
Yeah.
And then I think with Netflix, I think they should get rid of the movie side because the original movies, they've had a couple. I'm not saying they all sucked. I'm just saying for the most part, they're not a good movie studio. They're putting out movies left and right. They have some decent original shows that I think can live on there.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So shows, television shows, Hulu.
Yeah.
Netflix original shows, Netflix. And then Prime,
Prime.
movies. That's what I think should happen. Then with Disney Plus, Disney Plus can do all Disney stuff.
Yeah.
And they can have their own original Disney shows. It's the one I'm most excited for because it's the one that's going to succeed, I think, as Disney Plus when all this ends. And Disney Plus is going to buy all these services out. I can promise you that. Disney has that kind of money. They're going to want Stranger Things once Netflix goes under. And they're going to take that.
Yeah.
And they're going to run with it, and it's going to be huge. But let's move on a little bit here so we can... By the way, have you been watching time?
Yeah,
okay.
We're at 30.
Okay. All right, so... Let's see here. But I did want to move on to some other stuff. Because we actually had a fairly big news day. I just got to find the...
Oh, yeah, what happened?
What?
With the thing that you were looking into.
Which thing? Oh, I was looking into... Okay, so that's the first thing we'll talk about, actually. I was looking into... I'd seen the rumored title for Star Wars Episode 9.
Yeah.
Which this is fucking cool. So they're talking about it being... It's a rumor, obviously. So take it with a grain of salt. Could be false, but it's Star Wars Son of Darkness, which I really dig that title.
Yeah.
For me, it's it all comes down to, which I know you haven't seen hey, you're not caught up yet, but we'll get there. But I'll say this for people viewing that are Star Wars fans, comes down to Kylo Ren, and he's going to be a main character, and I mean, obviously, in this, he's a main player in this whole new trilogy. So I hope that's why they're. I think that's a good title. I think that would be really cool. But we will find out soon because Stephen Frosty Weintraub from Collider. We should find out soon because he reports. He's reporting that Star Wars Episode 9 and Frozen 2 trailers should be out by Christmas time. I hope that's true. Frosty's a source that I trust. He's a really he's really good when it comes to these kind of scoops. He's usually right. He's not a guy you want to bet against when it comes to this type of stuff, and so I trust him. So source aside, I think that this is it's still technically rumored, or it's not technically confirmed, but because I think what he said is we should get some footage from this stuff. Star Wars Episode 9 should happen, and since I'm having this conversation with you, as far as that trailer goes, I'll keep it simple as possible without actually talking about the storyline, only because you're not caught up again. But basically, Force Awakens, about 3 years ago, comes out in December of 2015.
Yeah.
And it does amazing in the box office. You know what I mean? And then they do Rogue One, a Star Wars story, that comes out the next December, which is, not a Star Wars movie per se. It's like a standalone Star Wars film. It's not a part of the main saga, but it's just like the side story. It's kind of how the Death Star plans were retrieved in A New Hope. So, nobody knows how this thing's going to do. It's a risk to put that movie out.
Yeah.
And it kills. It's amazing. It does great in the box office. Again, it's a hit. It's like a home run.
Right.
And then we get this. Then, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Episode 8, comes out in December. And despite my opinion on that movie, it's very divisive. There's 50% of the fan base that loves that movie, 50% of them that hated it.
Yeah.
It was like the shot heard around the world. Whether you saw that movie or not, you know how it went. The fans divided right in half, and it's caused arguments and blood on the streets. Not really, but it seems like it. Anyway, my point is, it still kills though in the box office.
Yeah.
Makes me question: do people really hate that movie as much as they thought they did? That's a whole different discussion. But obviously, they went to see it over and over and over again. Last Jedi is still the 11th highest grossing movie of all time. None of them hit as big as Force Awakens, which was the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then what happens after that? Which there's a lot of factors that play into this. But what happens this year in May? They put out Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
It's the biggest box office failure in.
Didn't you say that you kind of liked it?
Oh, I still like the movie.
Yeah.
The box office, it was a failure. Like, people going to see it, getting
Yeah.
people out there. Like I said, there was a lot of factors. Last Jedi wasn't well received by 50% of the fan base.
Yeah.
Despite what critics thought of it, 50% of the fan base really hated that movie. It's still my third favorite Star Wars movie. Another conversation. But so there was that was going against Solo. So they basically they boycotted. They said, "Oh, we're not going to go see Solo." We didn't get trailers for it till 2 months before due to the director change in between the shootings. So they didn't have a lot of time to market it.
Right.
And then again, the pattern: Force Awakens December, Rogue One December, Last Jedi December, Solo May.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here we are in December. Again, no Star Wars. And it's just been kind of a tradition for us Star Wars fans to go out there and see a Star Wars movie in December time. And I could tell you, I feel absent. I really do this year. Like, I'm like, something's not right. Well, there's no Star Wars movie to go see. You know, I got one this year, but it's not like, there's something special about seeing it around the Christmas time.
It's like a gift.
Right. So how great would it be? Episode 9 teaser trailer drops. Let's say on Christmas. We're supposed to get it by Christmas, according to the rumor or leak or whatever you want to call it. Episode 9 trailer drops. They don't have to show a whole lot, but it's something to get you excited. It's something to make you feel like you're getting something Star Wars this year. And then they just drop the title right at the end. And it's like, you get the title for it, and you're like, oh my God.
Satisfactory.
You know what I mean? I think it would help bring the fan base back together. Because we talked about what happened with The Last Jedi. It would help bring them back together. And, you know, we wouldn't feel absent of Star Wars again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something, it's something special about Star Wars in December. And I'm telling you, it's cold out. All I want to do is consume Star Wars. Just because it's cold out. It gets cold out. I want to go read some Star Wars novels. I want to read Star Wars comics. That's what I want to do this time of year. Yeah. I love Star Wars around Christmas time. Sue me. And then the other thing is with the Frozen 2 trailer, perfect around this time of year. I think it's very plausible, especially Disney leaking, or which is something else we got to talk about. This Avengers Endgame trailer was fucking crazy good. But they released that. They're just as likely now, I think, to release an Episode 9 and Frozen 2. Frozen 2, great around the Christmas time, obviously.
Yeah.
By the way, love the first Frozen. I don't care. I love that movie. That movie was awesome, and it's
you don't care what they're going to say?
You know what? It's
let the storm rage on.
No, I don't. I would
the cold never bothered you anyway?
Exactly. No, Frozen 2 is one of Disney's biggest IPs. I mean, they're gonna make bank off of Frozen movie.
Yeah, Frozen 2, like, every kid is going to be beating their parents, telling them, let's
It's
go.
true. It's true. Not kids. I mean, yeah, kids, but I mean, and I'll go see it. You know? I mean, I go see everything usually, but or a lot. But yeah, man, I want to go see this thing, and yeah, but let's move into the Avengers Endgame trailer because this was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I was really happy that I was surprised they released it the same week that they released the new Captain Marvel trailer, and yeah, I just really think I think it's a teaser, but I think that they showed just the right amount of things in this trailer to get fans excited, myself included. And there's no action, and we don't need it. You know, there was like no action in the trailer. Everybody's gonna go see this, regardless.
So why spoil the big scenes?
Exactly. Yeah. So everybody's gonna go see it regardless, and I think it was just the perfect teaser.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming off the tail end of Avengers Infinity War, and I mean, fourth highest grossing movie of all time.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah.
What was the first three?
The highest grossing movie of all time is actually Avatar.
The Blue Monkeys? Or
not The Last Airbender. Obviously.
Wow,
yeah.
that's...
Avatar, the James Cameron movie, yes.
Yeah,
the
wow.
Blue people. And then second highest grossing of all time is Titanic. And then third highest grossing is Star Wars The Force Awakens. Oops. And then Avengers Infinity War. And I think right behind that's Black Panther. So Marvel's got 2 in the top 5.
God.
Yeah.
I love how
Disney's killing it, man. You look at the top 15 highest grossing. I mean, yeah.
they probably have like
it's insane.
6 at least.
I think Avengers is even in the top 15, like
Yeah.
the first Avengers movie. And then, I mean, Last Jedi, number 11, you know?
Yeah.
Which is I'm quoting this because I know it's not really the most hated Star Wars movie. Still made number 11 and the highest grossing, you know? Don't tell me these guys, don't tell me Disney doesn't have a strategy when it comes to this is why they can buy everything.
I still find it like really weird. Avatar Avatar was a great movie.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I still hope, even though the hype is down, I really hope that there's an Avatar 2.
Yeah.
I would literally spend
There is. It's happening.
Like, really?
It's been announced. You didn't know this?
I think we talked about it.
Next year, Avatar 2.
I thought it was like rumored.
Yeah, Avatar 2 next year. Year after that's Avatar 3. I think they're only contracted to do 3, but if all goes well, they've said we're going to do 4 and 5 as well. So, yeah. So
oh my god.
It's going to be a big franchise, and I loved Avatar. I don't care. Like some people lately have been hating on that movie, but I think once they get Avatar 2, they're going to be Avatar fans again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. You're going to be an
Avatar
Avatar
1
fan.
was an amazing movie.
It really was.
I don't see how anyone could not like it.
I'm not like that massive of a James Cameron fan.
Yeah.
Like I like him. Don't get me wrong. Like Terminator 2 is one of the greatest action films of all time.
Yeah.
And Terminator is great as well. But and he's done both of those. And I like Aliens a lot. But I'm not like a fan of his. And like he's not a filmmaker that I geek out about every time he comes out with the movie. But when Avatar came out, not when it came out, but it was like after seeing it, that was something I literally nerded out about. Like I loved Avatar.
Like not only is it great in like the story is amazing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you can top that kind of story.
Like, I mean, if this franchise really takes off and people are going to get really mad at me about this, it could be the next Star Wars. It was something really original and innovative. And, yeah, when you watch Avatar...
I mean, think about it. Like, I guess...
Star Wars at its time, I'm pretty sure, was the highest grossing movie of all time. At its time. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. But it might have been. It was pretty high grossing. You know?
So, Star Trek came out before Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of people said that Star Wars was stolen from Star Trek.
Nah.
Which
Star Wars is inspired by movies like Seven Samurai or 2001: A Space Odyssey, Flash Gordon. That's what Star Wars came from.
Yeah.
Star Trek maybe a little bit. I mean, the technology for Star Trek was a little bit more innovative to where they can make something in space.
Yeah.
I think it inspired the idea in that way.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like, Star Wars kind of didn't ride back, but it kind of took that idea of space, and then they took it into
2001: A Space Odyssey, I think, actually is what... I think it was like the technology was there. I think when Star Trek came out, I think this is how it worked in all honesty. I think when Star Trek came out, it was kind of like the technology is there to where we can make things look like they're in space. But I think if you see 2001: A Space Odyssey, it took that to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I think that's more where Star Wars got its inspiration from than any. I think George Lucas, after he said it too when he saw 2001: A Space Odyssey, it gave him the inspiration for Star Wars. Flash Gordon, and then if we're talking story and film style, Seven Samurai, you know, and then there was various books that he read that gave that. Yeah, so.
But
sorry, go ahead.
Star Wars went from this little idea into this big franchise, and it was an original thing for the most part.
Right. So yeah.
And Avatar, tell me another concept that was close to Avatar.
Close, I can't, but I can tell you that it felt as... I love Star Wars more, obviously, but I'm saying, like, I think it felt as genuine and original as Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, except for it's similar to Ferngully. But that's fine. It could be inspired by that. Like I said, Star Wars was inspired by Flash Gordon, Seven Samurai, 2001: A Space Odyssey. So, yeah, Avatar could be inspired by the animated film Ferngully. It's a good movie, you know? And other things. I mean, like, it's clearly, it's a great movie.
But, like, and what I'm curious about is, so, and obviously I haven't seen Avatar in years. I still love the movie, but what I remember, the Great Tree or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
It, like, fell over, it got burned down.
Yeah.
And so then, right after
Ferngully.
that, what?
It's a Ferngully. It's kind of the same concept, but go ahead.
And then, so, like, then the movie ended, like, right after that, right? Or did it show them going somewhere else?
No, I think there was more.
Was there?
I think so.
Well, I think they fought back. Like, they fought.
They do, yeah, there was a battle.
And I think they won.
It was epic.
And then that's when it ended, right?
After the battle, yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a big cliffhanger to Avatar. I think it's just I think the characters were just so rich. It's like Star Wars, you know, the characters in that first
were
one.
amazing.
Like Star Wars technically does wrap up in the New Hope when that
Yeah.
was first made. It does wrap up the story. It's just like the characters are so rich and they're so genuine, and you just kind of want to know more about them.
Yeah.
And you want to see them continue. You want to spend more time with them.
And then they did.
This is why I argue with people on the. It's fine if you're not a fan of the new Star Wars trilogy, but people are like, oh, because Rey is our new hero in the Star Wars films, and she's not this, she's not that, and
She's not Luke.
essentially. And I'm just like, yeah, but she's still like a genuine character.
Right.
She's rich, and I want to spend, not rich like that, but like she's rich and
in character.
Yeah, and I want to spend more time with that character.
Right.
I think it did perfectly fine. It's like it's just such an endearing character. She's similar to Luke in that way, to where it's just she's endearing enough and just so there's something about her.
Yeah. All right. So, do we have time for me to do a little bit of a anime Avatar talk?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get to these last two stories, and we'll jump back into it. I was gonna talk about two stories. Yeah. So I was gonna talk about the Age of Republic comics, but we'll do that when Jared's back on. No, I really want to talk about them, but it's just I'm excited about it. But we gotta wait for Jared. Jared's a comic guy, so.
You guys are not allowed to talk about games without me or Rachel.
Actually, I had game review in the show notes because Rachel wanted to come with a game review, but all the way on business.
Wonder what?
I don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully, or she'll be on to a new game. Okay, so the Lion King teaser did drop. So that was.
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Because The Lion King was such. I don't want to have to watch Mufasa die again in live action for.
It's not live action. It's animated.
Well, yeah.
Jon Favreau again, just killing it with everything he's doing. We were just talking about his Jungle Book movie earlier.
Yeah.
My God, did he do an amazing job on Jungle Book? So I can't wait to see what he brings to The Lion King. But like I tell you, Lion King is perfect. The animated picture, and I was such a massive fan. I'm such a massive fan of Lion King that I was almost sure when I saw a trailer for this I wasn't gonna like it.
Lion King is my favorite,
but I did love it. It's my favorite too. It's my favorite of the Disney animated. And
okay, so I don't think you got. So Kingdom Hearts has Lion King in it, in the 2.5 remix, I think. Yeah. I lost my shit.
Yeah.
Well, because Kingdom Hearts is a game that I love. It's like my childhood game.
Yeah, I loved Kingdom Hearts 2 growing up. So
yeah. And when I playing it as a kid, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
So like I had, you know, like how you wish that you could play something for the first time again. You wish you could watch something for the first time again.
Right.
I did that because I didn't remember going into The Lion King because it wasn't until I played it growing up.
Right.
And so it wasn't until after that where I got my love for like Lion King.
Yeah.
Like I love the story and everything, and then
right.
I see it again for the first time, basically.
Right.
It feels like, and I'm like amazed.
Right.
And it was like the most amazing thing, and I love The Lion King.
Oh, me too. It's just such a great that story from beginning. When you really break that story down, it's just perfection. And I mean, Favreau, man, the trailers looked amazing. I got a little tear in my eye.
How did Rafiki look? I don't remember.
Great.
Great.
He looks like Rafiki, like a real version of that. And even though it's all CGI, man, it just looks amazing. And then we're gonna get to this too. This next story, kind of involves Jon Favreau again. This is one of the busiest guys working right now.
Yeah.
He is writing The Mandalorian, which is going to be the Star Wars show that kicks off Disney Plus. And I mean, we knew that already, but God, I can't believe. I honestly, I got to get into this real quick. I don't know how much. Couldn't fathom the amount of pressure Jon Favreau has on him. Yeah. He's got to be like. I'll tell you this. Like episode 9 is going to be. I think I'm going to love it no matter what. Yeah. But fans are tricky in Star Wars. But I think a TV series for Star Wars is something that can really bring the Star Wars fan base back together. And I think Favreau knows that writing this series, and I think that's a lot of freaking pressure. And then he's got Lion King he's doing for Disney. That's got to kill.
Yeah.
Even though he's a great filmmaker.
That's got to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people love The Lion King.
Oh, so is Mandalorian though with the Disney Plus. If this show's not good, it's launching their service.
Like this guy has
if that show's not good, I mean,
he has so much pressure on his back. Because if The Lion King's not good, I'm gonna be freaking out, and I'm just one fan.
Yeah.
Lots of other people are gonna freak out.
Yeah.
If it's good, I'll be happy.
Right.
I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't want to watch Mufasa die again, and I'm not gonna put a spoiler for that. Because if you haven't watched The Lion King and you know,
I get it, man. It's a sad moment. A sad moment. And
but like,
oh my God, and he's being voiced by James Earl Jones again.
oh yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So it's literally going to be watching the same exact Mufasa die. He's just going to look slightly different.
I want to hear that line again, just Simba every day. I mean, one day everything the light touches will be yours.
Yeah.
I want to hear that in the exact same voice.
That's what's so funny about these remakes of the live action ones for Disney is that they are almost...
Oh, but it's animated.
You know what I mean. But they're remakes, nonetheless, and they're almost like shot for shot for shot, and they just kind of look better. That's the only difference. But we love them. And like with the Jungle Book, like that's what it was. It was almost a shot for shot adaptation of the first animated one, and it was just like fantastic.
Yeah.
And it just works in that way. But any other remake or something, we're like, we want something different out of it. You know what I mean? This is like the only time where we could be like, we want nostalgia. You know what I mean? Anyway, back into The Mandalorian, though. And then he's got, like I said, The Mandalorian, which has to launch the service. And like I said, I think he knows he has to bring the Star Wars fan base back together with the show, which I think it could do. I think it's going to be different with the show as opposed to a movie, because in the show, I mean, you know, you're spending time with characters. You got more time to tell your story, which I think is awesome. The news, though, that we have for The Mandalorian is that Nick Nolte just joined the cast, and that guy is, I mean, it's one of the, I mean, we'll put him up there as one of the greatest actors ever lived. I mean, if you don't know Nick Nolte's work, I mean, you know, best thing I could say for this generation, he's the wacko in Tropic Thunder. And him and Cody were gonna go light up the fucking jungle anyway, so that's... Sound like Linda Blair from The Exorcist, anyway. But yeah, that's who Nick Nolte is. I mean, he was the father, despite how bad this movie was in the first Hulk movie. He was the dad, and just many great films, many great roles. Nick Nolte, actually, my favorite Nick Nolte role, one from a little bit from back in the day. I don't know if anybody remembers the movie, but Down and Out in Beverly Hills was such a good Nick Nolte role with him and Richard Dreyfuss, and that's kind of the role I most remember Nick Nolte for. Honestly, he plays such a character, and he's always great in films. But this guy is going to be him being added to The Mandalorian is exciting. I don't know who he's playing, but it's just so exciting to see this Star Wars series coming together. I can't believe I'm at a point where I get a Star Wars TV show that's actually live action, not animated, which I love. The animated series for Star Wars, Clone Wars and Rebels, are great, and I haven't caught up on Resistance yet. But yeah, I think it's just we're living in the future, you know. These are things I dreamed of as a kid, and we're here, and it's fantastic. But that's actually the end for news. Yeah, so back into the Avatar thing, because I know you want to get back into it.
So, obviously I like anime too.
Right.
The first anime I ever watched, and I don't know why it took me so long to think about this, was SAO, Sword Art Online.
Right.
And basically the premises for the main thing is, like, this is in 2022, so we're not too far away now.
Yeah.
We have a thing called nerve gear. Nerve gear, like, shuts off your central nervous system, but it keeps your mind going. And so it puts you into the game. Do you see the connection I'm making?
Yes.
With Avatar, it leaves your body and puts you into somebody else's.
Right.
Well, when you get put into the game, that is your body. You can feel what's going on with that body without it affecting your real life body.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but just the connection.
I don't understand how it connects to Sword Art Online.
Just the same, like, technology almost.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So I think in Avatar they didn't actually have anything connected to their heads, did they? They might. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they had just like a little thing, but like,
it's been a long time. I gotta rewatch it.
Yeah.
Especially before the second one comes out.
Before I watch number 2. You and me are going to go watch number 1 together. And then we're going to go watch number 2 together.
All right.
But,
we got to finish every Star Wars movie together. Like the ones that
yeah.
you haven't seen then.
And so I just think... When was Avatar based on? Like, what time? What year?
Far future.
Far future?
Maybe not. It's a good question.
Because SAO was based on 2022. And it might be like a Back to the Future situation, you know, like the year's 2015, we have flying cars and everything, and then we're like, no, we don't. Life sucks.
Well, what's the movie? Oops, shoot. The first Blade Runner. I think we've passed the time period that was based on. You know, by the way, Blade Runner, fantastic movie. And like that looked so much different. Like that pictured a future that was much different than what we actually ended up with. That's the thing about these movies. You know, I mean, they base a lot of them in the future, and like, you know.
If I ever based a movie on the future, I'd do like hundreds of years, like 400 years in the future, because the movie's not going to be relevant in 400 years.
It's not true though.
Either society is going either society is going to crash and burn, which is a definite possibility.
Yeah.
And that movie's going to be not relevant at all.
This is kind of a fun discussion. What do you think would be relevant in 400 years, film-wise?
Oh my God, we're not.
No, not us. I'm saying film.
No, I know. I don't know. Do you think like Star Wars is still going to be popular in 400 years?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. On the off chance the world makes it that long. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
You know what? I think. Oh my God.
I think film is going to play a huge part in 400 years, and there's going to be film history. Yeah, 400 years. I know it's a stretch. I think there's going to be a select handful of films that make it out. As much as I love the newest Star Wars movies, I don't know if those will go down in history the exact same way that the original did. But yeah, I would imagine it does somehow. I think the way that I mean, it kind of harkens back into what you're talking about a little bit. I think the way we're going to process information is going to be quicker.
Yeah.
So like we can see movies. It's kind of scary to think about.
We can be in movies.
Right.
Like, okay, with VR headsets.
Right.
We can just... It doesn't look like you're there, obviously. But
yet, I'm hearing that they're making some pretty huge developments in VR. Like, it's crazy.
No. Like, in 10 years, at most right now, you're going to be able to sit in the movie. Like, you're going to look down, like...
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be able to look down. Your feet are going to be touching grass.
Yeah, I'm giving it 15 tops before that's the... Well, I think you can do that in 10 years. I think you can do that now, honestly. I think there's some laboratory where I can go to and I can experience it that way. I think they already have that, but...
I think, like...
I don't think it's perfected.
Right.
Yeah.
But in 10 years tops, I can stand right there in the middle of my room and be in a movie.
Right.
And
which will change the way we watch the movies.
Right, because that would literally give you a chance to see every perspective. Mm-hmm. Like, literally.
It's going to be nuts. Yeah.
And, I don't know, I feel like that's going to be really awesome. Like, when you're watching Star Wars.
I'm still going to pop in my VHS, baby. Like, there's no other way I'm going to watch that movie. No, I'm kidding. I'll experience it, but I'll still have my VHS tapes.
Yeah. Nobody's going to know what a VHS is in 400
I don't care. I'm going to own one forever.
Yeah.
No, by the time I'm 80, I'm assuming that I'm going to be in a movie. You know what I mean? Like, you can go into a movie. But that'll be kind of the experience. I guarantee the theater experience is going to change.
Yeah.
Because they need to come up with some type of appeal for it, you know.
I feel like theaters are going to change, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, which is sad because the nostalgia, but also...
The way we get movies is going to change. Maybe you don't go to a theater, see them. Like, let's imagine that future for a second.
Which
you don't go to a theater. You just get it at home, and it's already a virtual reality type of thing where it's all around you, and you're watching the movie.
Like Tony Stark, you remember how like his system with the Iron Man suit?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. That's...
Holograms have been an amazing... and we only have like a couple minutes left.
Oh, that's fine.
But like, I do want to discuss this. Holograms have been talked about forever.
Right.
but we have not made them.
Well, we have. You can go see Michael Jackson in concert.
Not good ones, though.
Yeah, I heard the Michael Jackson ones are amazing.
Were they?
Well, yeah, you go to a Michael Jackson concert, it looks like you're watching him. That's how good they are. Like, not like, it's not going to be like in Star Wars where you can communicate with one another through, like, holograms. But, I mean, the technology is there. That's the thing, like, that people aren't realizing. Like, the technology is there.
Right.
It's all around us. Like, it's kind of insane when you think about it. Like, you ever think about aliens?
Yeah.
It's a whole other thing we can get into. But, like, yeah, think about, like... I mean, if you think about, like, and I don't know what your stance is on it, but you think about, like, the idea of other life forms being around us.
Okay, so, like, I'll tell you this. I'm Christian, but there's no way that there's an entire universe and not anything else living
There's
out
something.
there.
There's something.
Right.
Life forms are... And life forms can be a million different things.
Right.
A tree is a life form. Think about that. A flower, a little flower is technically a life form. It's a living thing.
I'm talking about, like... There's probably an exact copy of us somewhere in the universe, because as far as we know...
A copy of us?
Yes.
So you mean like alternate reality?
No.
This is...
On another planet, there's something exactly like me.
Oh, like a human?
Yeah.
Or like Blake?
Yeah.
No. Or is there somebody like Blake? Or is there another
looks like
human?
me. Maybe not exactly. They might have...
So yeah, that's what we're talking about, like a parallel universe.
But out there. Not like...
That's what I'm saying, through black holes and shit. That's a whole different thing.
No. I'm talking about in this universe. So parallel universes are different universes, just in a different
Yeah, right. So you think like in this universe, like in this galaxy.
Yeah.
There's a copy
not in this galaxy, but universe.
How's that work?
Well, because okay, think about how far we know about space. We know nothing about space. Honestly.
Right.
28 billion light years that way.
Right.
We don't know what the hell's out there. There could literally be a giant space monster heading this way to eat us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we wouldn't know it.
Oh, no, I'm not disagreeing with that. That idea makes sense. I'd say, like, why would there be another you, like, unless it was a parallel universe?
That looks like me, like, that looks human.
Looks human, okay.
But, like,
I'm talking about a whole
that,
other
like,
Blake.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
And that is possible.
In a parallel universe,
No,
I think.
not an exact copy of me.
Oh, okay, so you're just saying the human beings.
Yes.
I get that. Yes. Okay, sorry.
And somebody with my personality.
Right.
And it's because
You're
on
still...
this planet... on a planet...
You're losing me.
24 billion light years away, they might have the exact same atmosphere. They might have a bigger Earth. And if they have a bigger Earth and they populated like we did, you know, like in the last 200 years, we've, like, exponentially grown.
Right.
And we're losing space on the planet.
Right.
So we're going to have to go space travel eventually, but on a planet that far away...
We have.
Well, I know, but I mean, like... Oh, my God. I mean, like, colonizing for billions of people.
It's been a long week for all of us. So anyway, so go ahead.
I mean, like, colonizing for billions of people. Like, we're setting up some things on the moon.
I see what you're saying. Mars.
Yeah.
Long week.
We're setting up some things on Mars, but I'm talking about to planet billions of people. But on that planet way out there, they might have a bigger Earth.
Yeah.
Bigger planet.
Yeah.
And with that bigger planet means more people.
Yeah.
And then there might be one that direction, who knows how far. Bigger planet, more people.
Yeah. Think about this, and I'm referencing Star Wars, but I think it applies here. Think about this in the Star Wars universe. Every star is a planet of some sort. Every star is, you know, something. You know, that's kind of like why can't that be a thing? You know what I mean?
And it's possible that stuff lives on the sun. Because the sun is extremely hot, but think about it.
Yeah, I'm not here to like discredit any theory or idea. You know, like that. The thing is, like, the possibilities are
endless.
Infinite. Yeah, I like to say infinite because when you really think about space and time and all that kind of stuff and how that correlates, that's why I like to say infinite because it's ridiculous. But
there's a parallel universe where you're skinny and I'm fat.
Bigfoot could be real. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, technically...
There are parallel universes that are slightly different. Yeah. Like, literally, that water bottle, not there. That's the only difference.
Yeah. Bigfoot could be real. I'm a skeptic, but it could be real. Like, and you're allowed to be a skeptic about it. I think that's what makes fun discussions.
Yeah.
I'm a skeptic. I'm not. I believe there's something else out there for sure. Do I think that it's going to make itself visible soon? No. I think. I don't think we'll discover it in my lifetime.
Right.
Or we could.
You don't know.
We could just as easily tomorrow. But I just don't think. That's my theory, is that I don't discover it in my lifetime, or I don't get to see the outside world in my lifetime. It's possible, but anyway. So we've been talking for a good long while, and it's been actually a lot of fun. This has been a great episode, and thank you for joining us today. But we do have to get going. I know Blake's got stuff to do. I got things to do. But we do love coming in here every week, and we want not here. This is a temporary set. But we do like sitting here talking every week, and drop a comment below. I'd actually like to hear the opinion of what the audience thinks of this slightly more intimate conversation. Not that it's something we're going to switch to my knowledge, but just I just like to get an opinion what they think of the
feedback, and and we want to start doing like extra channels.
Yeah.
So like I have a gaming channel. Yeah. Self-promotion.
That's actually why I did want to know about that. So
exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead with your plug.
I have a gaming channel, and I'm not self-promoting it like exactly, but
you're allowed to plug stuff here.
Well, yeah. Yes. Well, no, that's not what I'm doing. So like, I have a gaming channel, which I've said 3 times now, that I can start streaming games on Anoraks, and then we can have a little sub area for that. And then Dom, have you done any of your stuff yet? Like your
might be some announcements here soon, but I'm keeping that hush hush.
All right. But yeah, so like we might start changing how the channel is a little bit, just by adding more stuff for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said this in my apology video, I think that there's going to be some cool announcements for some people. We're still working on them. Hopefully, toward once we get into the new year, we're gonna have some really great stuff.
Yeah.
We want to, like I said, we want to balance out all the. It's supposed to be an all-encompassing nerd channel, and we want to balance all that. I want to talk about life as well. I think that's fun. That's what this show's for, and that's a lot of fun.
So I will say this, just because I want to like have a connection with the viewers. Comment a great movie to watch. Comment a great game, great anime.
Comic. Yeah, do that too. And
because for any nerds who's watching, because there's different types of nerds: gaming, anime, movie, comic.
I agree.
Whichever one you are, comment one of your favorite things.
I agree.
That way, if it's a game I haven't played, if it's an anime I haven't watched, I will. If it's a movie you haven't seen, you will. Comic, he will.
That's gonna be tough, but yeah, I will.
Well, yeah.
I will. If it's something that you guys recommend, I mean, I watch a lot. I go see a lot to try to have reviews for the show every week with the newer stuff. But there's something that you think I would like and I haven't seen, or if you want me to review it,
right?
Tell me. Just say, hey, will you review this? And I will do my best to get around to it. I want, I want to connect with the audience. I love connecting with the audience, and getting Jarrett to read a comic might be no easy feat, but
I thought he loved reading comics.
He does, but the comic somebody else recommends.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding. Comment. Tell him if you want to read a comic. I think he's actually pretty open to that.
The only problem with anime is that if it's an anime, I have to watch it. We're gonna have to have a whole episode about that.
Exactly. But yeah, I got a hair in my mouth from something. Sorry. That was gross. Just did that on camera. Anyway, so subscribe to the channel if you watch every week, and if you don't, just subscribe to the channel anyway. I want to see subscribers. I want to see our subscriber number go up. So make sure you are sharing with your friends if you watch the show. And I do want to thank everybody for joining us today in this conversation. This has been a very different show, and I've enjoyed it. I think I like to shake things up every so often. That's why we try to have new people on every week and exciting guests, hopefully. So we're going to get going. Subscribe to our channel. Like the Facebook page at Anoraks Official. Follow us on Twitter at Anoraks Official. And Anoraks Official on Instagram. It's Anoraks Official across all platforms.
Yeah.
Thanks for
subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Oh, what was that?
The Screaming Grunt.
Screaming Grunt. There you go. And subscribe to
It'll be in
Blake's
the
channel.
description.
Thank God he finally plugged it. Anyway, so we are going to take off, guys, and I want to thank you for joining in. And this has been Anoraks on Air. Thanks for watching. Bye.
See ya.